Good morning from Hubbard's Marina. Captain Dylan Hubbard here, coming to you with a morning fishing report. A little bit of fishing news. A little bit more about the weather and what's going on this week. Looking forward to a good day of fishing today. A little bit gray to start the day. Even the pelicans are hanging out with us. It looks like I kind of got an audience going. What are you guys waiting for? Captain Anthony on the Flying Hub 2, heading out there for a 10-hour private charter. Lisa's Pies come out with us every year. Go fishing on the Flying Hub 2. As far as the weather is concerned, we've got a pretty interesting weather report here. Pretty standard for this time of year for the weather to be changing fairly drastically every day. These late season fronts are pretty hard to predict or forecast. The front we just had go by was supposed to dissipate, high pressure build in, and then get another front. Well, unfortunately, this front is stalled on top of us, just sitting just north of us. It'll be pushed out by some surface high pressure building, and it will change that front that's sitting on top of us to a warm front. Then it will get pushed right back south on top of us by an upper level disturbance on Wednesday. When it returns Wednesday morning, it will once again be a low pressure, or also called a cold front. We'll have a southeast wind today, starting the day, and then it'll transition to a southwest wind. We're expecting about 10 to 15 knots late morning and into the afternoon, and this pattern will continue through Tuesday night. On Wednesday, we're expecting some north to northeast winds in the wake of the front moving back down on us. Then once again, yet another high pressure builds in, causing winds to veer to the east and southeast late in the week as the high pressure moves past us into the Atlantic. What all this means? Well, we're looking forward to some good fishing at the end of this week. We have some overcast conditions and higher rain chances this afternoon and through Tuesday afternoon. The stalled front sitting to our north is just going to create some wet conditions around the area. However, this will help stir the local waters and keep the right temperature longer to keep our kingfish running well. Tuesday is going to be a little rainy, but weather is still plenty fishable. This is a weak storm system and will no way affect nearshore fishing ability. That is, unless the storms become more serious. The entire week looked predominantly 2 to 3 foot near shore and 3 to 5 foot offshore, which is fairly common and considered nice for this time of year. Wednesday, we have that little front pushing back on us, and it might be like 3 to 6 foot Wednesday. So Wednesday's the one day where it's looking a little bit more rough offshore. Everything else is pretty doable. We're hoping this will be the last few weeks of low pressure disturbances in the Gulf for this spring, but time will tell. Future models look as though it may not be over yet. Sunday, Monday of next week, around April 15th to 16th, we may have another front affecting our area with some decent prefrontal activity associated with it. But you know what really gets me going, what really frustrates me, what really annoying is the local news. I mean, Bay News 9 has had breezy and rainy on their 7-day forecast listed Sunday through Wednesday. So yesterday through Wednesday, Bay News 9 was calling for breezy conditions. Well, yesterday was gorgeous. All they're doing is driving people away from the beaches and ruining tourism. So I think they really need to be a little bit more responsible on their weather forecasts. But hey, it is what it is. So we're going to have a little bit of overcast conditions today, but it's going to be nice. Then tomorrow it's going to be a little bit overcast and rainy. And then it should be clearing up Wednesday afternoon. And then by Thursday it'll be nice again as that high pressure builds. Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday is going to be beautiful. That's going to be your best fishing opportunities. Probably Friday afternoon, Saturday, Sunday. Should be an awesome 39-hour this weekend. Should have great weather for the 12-hour night snapper this Friday. Definitely recommend you hop on there with us at Hubbard's Marina. As far as offshore fishing goes, the Flying Hub 2 got a boat limit of red grouper yesterday. So that was pretty cool. The triggerfish on the extreme trip, they were doing really well on the triggerfish. Plus, they got a 35-pound rusty belly. A monster gag. They had to catch and release on that 12-hour extreme trip with Capt Anthony on the Flying Hub 2. Lots of big red grouper were caught and released in the name of filling the limit. We got a boat limit of red grouper and a boat limit of triggerfish. So the 12-hour extreme had a stellar day on the water for sure. Just had a little bit of rough weather in the morning, but it calmed down nicely through the day. The tide was ripping all day long, so they were using some heavy leads out there in the deep water. The bite's been best, definitely further out deeper, past 140 foot of water. Big mangroves are biting well out in the double-snelled rigs with the heavy weights, using sardine plugs out there in the deep water. One gentleman caught a half dozen fat mangroves in a row using that sardine plug with the double snell rig. If you want to know how to use the double snell rig, just look up hubbardsmarina.com, go to our fishing tips page, and watch my how to tie a double snell video. Then triggerfish, loving the strips of squid out there, deep water. Vertical jigging, we had some guys out there vertical jigging, destroying lots of red snappers, some nice mangroves, fat red grouper, and even some nice gags on the verticals. Also, the flatline produced a nice big old kingfish on the 12-hour extreme yesterday around the 20-pound range. Remember, the Flying Hub 2 does Wednesday and Sunday extreme trips, but for now, and then starting May through August, we run them Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday too. Plus, you can always privately charter the Flying Hub 2, like Lisa's Pies did this morning. Near shore, the bite on the Hub charter continues to be steady with hogfish and kingfish, and plenty of lane snapper and sea bass too. The party boats are doing well on the hogfish and kings, but it's been a little bit more tough to get them chewing. The Hub has definitely had a little bit easier time getting the nice fish to chew. The turbulent weather seems to have them a little bit more timid, and I think that's why the Hub's doing a little bit better, less lines in the water. The fish aren't as spooky. However, the end of the week should bring some calming weather and better fishing opportunities through the weekend. So we're looking forward to the good fishing that should come this weekend before the next front. Around the pass, redfish. Been seeing a lot of redfish action. Joe, the resident dockmaster / night watchman that's been hanging around the pass, has been doing really well last 2 nights. Has caught redfish on 3-lined live shrimp. So the redfish bite has been pretty active. Sheep's head consistent still inside John's Pass. A lot of guys are tearing up the sheep's head using the fiddler crabs. Pompano should still be around. They were catching pompano really well over the weekend, and I would imagine that would continue through this week. Besides that, the mackerel and kingfish inside the bay. Captain Mark, my father, was out there on a Mrs. Hub charter catching lots of kingfish and mackerel just inside the mouth of Tampa Bay. They were trolling around on the Mrs. Hub trying to catch some mackerel and kings yesterday morning before they went out offshore fishing. It was a little bumpy to start. They were on a 24-hour charter, so they started at the mouth of Tampa Bay, trolling between the Skyway and the east side of Egmont Key inside the Egmont Channel. They caught a limit of kingfish and a limit of mackerel really quickly, and ended up having time to bounce offshore once they calmed down yesterday afternoon. Did really well on the lane snappers, sea bass, and some hogfish as well. So the fishing's going really good near shore, even to our south. And the kingfish and mackerel are thick at the mouth of the bay. The Skyway Pier probably doing very well on the kingfish and mackerel. Hopefully you guys get a chance to come out and see us at Hubbard's Marina. Remember, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too busy. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and the fisher report. We look forward to seeing you sometime soon at Hubbard's Marina. Remember, we have the Egmont Key Ferry, the Shell Key Ferry, our dolphin watching trips. We do beach cabanas, kayaks, paddleboards. We do a little bit of everything at Hubbard's Marina. We do a lot more than just fishing. But I hope you enjoyed the fishing and weather report, guys. Remember, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too busy. We'll see you sometime soon at Hubbard's Marina. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the beautiful view. It's an absolutely gorgeous day. I got some questions here we'll answer. One of the questions was anything about red snapper. Jacob Hartman. red snapper should be around 52 days is what National Marine Fisheries was telling us, but it's all a matter of what happens with these EFPs. If Texas and Louisiana include their federally permitted for-hire vessels in their EFPs, we could lose some of the 52 days that National Marine Fisheries wants to give us. As far as private recreational anglers, the private recreational anglers should have around a 24-day season. Remember, FWC is going to take over the private recreational red snapper season this year, and they'll be the ones in control of it, and they're saying around 24 days for the entire state, which is a change from the original proposed season where the FWC was going to split it between the peninsula and the panhandle. This new proposed season is for the entire state private recreational anglers, but we are federally permitted for-hire vessels here at Hubbard's Marina, so our season is going to be a little different due to Amendment 40 and the sector separation. But Jacob, stay tuned to our daily reports. I'm going to be going to the National Marine Fisheries meeting April 16th through 20th, fighting for our rights to fish, and I'll be doing some videos from the hotel room there, trying to fill you guys in on what's happening and what they're talking about at the National Marine Fisheries level. Thanks for the question, Jacob. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Remember to have a good day, and if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too darn busy.